This is game week 17 predictions. 2 sackings. My team continues to do nothing and embarrass me. It's also another week of terrible predictions. I only got 4 points this week, taking me to a total of 88 points. This week we kick off with Villa versus City. Villa, who lost to Forest 2-1. Duran getting himself another goal. Honestly, I think he should be starting over Watkins. I know Watkins offers more, but Duran is just lethal. Aston Villa were given many lifelines in the game. Martinez had a on the line save, keeping them in the game, but Forest was just too much for them. And then there was City, who was just complete garbage. First half it was back and forth, but second half we completely just fell off. United came at us with full force. Honestly, I can't take this anymore. It's just too much. This is what now, like 15 games where we look awful, or like 2 months where we look awful. Nunez coming in at Diallo for no reason in the pen, in the box. Like, bro, slow down. But yeah, for this game, City, I don't see them doing anything. It is at Villa Park. I'm gonna go for a 2-0 win to Villa. Next up is West Ham versus Brighton. West Ham honestly had their best game so far, and it came against Bournemouth, which was good. They got themselves a point. It was a pen where they got their goal, so not too much praise. Honestly, if they would have lost, I think Lopetegui would have been the third sacking of the week. And then there's Brighton, who had another bad game. I think this is like the third game or fourth game now where they don't perform well. You can see in the league that they're starting to fall down. So Herschler has a problem in his hands now. In this game, I see West Ham improving and Brighton coming down. So they're sort of in the same form right now. So I think it's going to be a draw. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Next up is Ipswich versus Newcastle. Ipswich, who beat Wolves, causing O'Neill to get sacked. The game was a back and forth type of game. Both teams were going at it. But Ipswich came out on top, finally getting their second win of the season. And there's Newcastle, who abused Leicester, gave Rude a smacking, 4 goals on them. Newcastle's midfield is actually scary. They're all like big, aggressive dudes, and it's gonna start giving teams a problem. Also, they fixed their issue that I saw, which was not finishing. But now they have 9 goals in 3 games, so they fixed that. And for this game, I see that trend continuing. I'm gonna go for a 3-1 win to Newcastle. Next up is Brentford versus Forest. Brentford were in defense the whole game against Chelsea, and they woke up in the last 20 minutes, and they actually looked like they could, bring it back and get a draw. But sadly for them, they missed out. They only got 1 goal back from Mbeumo. And then there was Forest, who, like I said, beat Villa, scored 2. Ilanga coming in clutch, getting himself an assist and a goal. In my opinion, I think it was deserved. I think they were the better team throughout the whole game. But the craziest thing about this is that they are now 4th place, Champions League positions, and they don't look like they're slowing down. For this game, I do think it's going to be tough for them, but I still think they're going to continue the trend, getting themselves another win here. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Forest. Next up is Crystal versus Arsenal. Crystal, again, Glasner has been cooking. I think this is their 4th good result in my opinion. Sarr having his best game so far, getting himself a brace. And then there's Arsenal, who couldn't break down Everton, ended in a 0-0 draw there. The only player that really looked hungry in Arsenal's team was Saka, in my opinion. Even Odegaard wasn't really doing anything, and everything was coming down the right side. And of course, they couldn't get a set piece goal in this game because Everton is a physical team. For this game, honestly, I see Arsenal struggling once again. Crystal is on the rise right now, and Arsenal can only really score through set pieces. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Crystal. Next up is Everton versus Chelsea. Everton, like I mentioned, got a draw against Arsenal. A great defensive game, in my opinion. That's really all I took from them. And for Chelsea, they had a great performance, but they really struggled in the final third due to Brentford's defense. But I think they did get the win, and I think it's safe to say that they are in the race. I know Chelsea fans are refusing to accept it, but they are in the race. They are 2 points away from Liverpool in second place. For this game, I see Chelsea having another easy game here. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Chelsea. Next up is United versus Bournemouth. United beat City through Diallo. He came in clutch for them, getting the pen, and then Bruno scoring, and then he did the second goal where he flicked it over Ederson and then scored from that angle. Just pisses me off. And then there's Bournemouth, who had another good performance but just couldn't break down West Ham. Their defenders, they got 14 blocks in the game. I think that's a lot. I don't know, but I just noticed that the defenders were just throwing themselves at the ball. And then once again, Enes Unal coming in clutch, getting the foul for the free kick and then scoring off of it. So great moment for him. For this game, honestly, Bournemouth should win, but I just feel some fairy tale is gonna happen and then United come through and win at the end. I'm gonna go for a 2-1 win to United. Next up is Fulham versus Southampton. Fulham, who got a draw against Liverpool. Great defense from them. Robinson was incredible, getting 2 assists. He was just bombing down that left wing once Liverpool went down a man. So just thank you, Fulham, for taking points away from them again. And then there's Southampton, who honestly there's not much to say other than Russell Martin got sacked. And this is going to be a breeze for Fulham here. I'm going to go for a 3-0 win to Fulham. Next up is Leicester versus Wolves. Leicester just got a rude awakening by Eddie Howe in Newcastle. 4 goals on them. Again, very uncreative team. Defensively bad. Also a big loss for them, Hermansen. I don't know how long he's going to be out, or if he's going to be there for the next game. I doubt he will be. He was subbed out at like halftime. So, it just keeps getting worse for Leicester. But there is a team that is worse off than them, and that's Wolves. Losing to Ipswich, down in 19th place. O'Neal getting sacked. The players look like they don't want to be there. Cunha scored a goal and he looked like he was sad. Lamina, last game, getting in the fight at the end of the game. Just chaos everywhere for them. And just because of that, I think Leicester are going to get themselves a win here. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to Leicester. And lastly, we have Spurs versus Liverpool. Spurs, who demolished Southampton, 5 goals on them. I don't understand this team. They aren't following their Spurs logic. Southampton is one of those teams where they should be losing, but then they do this to them. Great performance from them, from Bergvall, Archie Gray, Jets Benz, all of the subs, Madison and Son getting themselves multiple goal contributions. Just a great game from them. And then we have Liverpool, who had another slip up, another draw here, struggled against Fulham. They were down to 10 men, so they did good to get a draw. But the defense is falling apart. Robertson has a red card. Tomiskis is going to come in. Trent is already bad defensively. Joe Gomez is in there. They're struggling really bad there. But good thing for them, Jota is back, who got himself a goal. I think they really missed him. I think he's way better than Nunez. And he is clinical in front of goal. So they're going to get some goals there. For the result, both defenses are depleted. So I think it's going to be another high-scoring game here. I'm going to go for a 3-3 draw. And those were my Game Week 17 predictions. Tell me what you think in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, and thank you for watching.